Hi, greetings, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Go F.O.C. Yourself. My name is Brandon. I will be your host. I'm also going to plug in this internet to the computer properly because I always forget that. As you can tell, a very professional operation around here. And getting a phone call, apparently, that I'm going to ignore because it was one of those random calls that are telling me that I won a plane trip. Always love winning plane trips. Kind of wish they were real, though I don't know if I'd take a plane ride right now. Anyways, there's a lot happening these days in the good old freaking comics industry. Penguin Random House has released their first final order cutoff information bits. It's a very interesting way that they're doing this stuff. I'm going to show you a little bit of behind the scenes. Ooh. And clue you in on to how some of the initial bits are going right now. I'm going to, yeah, good. Not give you our information, basically, and go along from there. So let's get this shared. So Penguin Random House has done a few announcements, got some news and some updates, have some back-end print stuff. And they've been kind of doing it for a little while here. But if you want to do some of your final order cutoff stuff, they've got a little bit of it here. Most of it is omnibuses, so you don't quite have to worry about them for a little bit. But what I wanted to show all of you is it's not just the Marvel stuff that's coming out. So if you click on the Marvel stuff, they've got a whole bunch of things that you can order. And their system is super easy. You just add them to carts here. Boom, 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 boom. You're seeing it in Canadian here because we're in Canada. And super easy. Just add to the cart. I'll be playing around with that later. So going to go through there. But also, something that I really like is this Penguin Random House Panels catalog. So they're doing a direct market catalog for all the stuff that Penguin Random House carries. And it is a robust catalog. I'm going to go up to the top here. Now that we're out of my account information, we'll expand this out a little bit so y'all can see. So check out this little catalog that you can dig through as a retailer. There will be more added to it, but there's, you know, your little introduction here. And it goes through all the things that they have: graphic novels, kids YA manga, games and gifts. It's got a little F.O.C. checklist for you to go over. You can click on any of these. It'll take you right there. But they're showing you the graphic novels that they carry. DC, they've got a robust line. And all of that information's hanging out there. They don't have the Dark Horse and IDW stuff in this round from the looks of things. I'm not exactly sure why, but they definitely got their kids stuff hanging out here, including very excited about Mayor Good Boy. That is just delightful, and I love it. From Penguin, from the Random House graphic line. Look at Mayor Good Boy. And some other stuff from that line coming out. Or just general stuff that they carry, basically. So it's really cool. You get a deeper look into all the things that they're doing here. Like the second Witches of Brooklyn. Very cool. And then at the end, you get a nice checklist of when you should be looking at all these things, when things are due. So that's going to be really nice. So yeah, as an opening salvo, really awesome. I'm quite excited about it. This doesn't carry everything that they do, but it does serve quite a bit of it. And yeah, kind of wondering what everyone's thinking about that kind of stuff, because everything's evolving and changing in the comics industry. Staying hydrated with juice, like you do. But yeah, Penguin Random House isn't just kind of giving you your Marvel goods. They're showing you what all they have. And quite honestly, if you check out a lot of your discounts and put that against the shipping that Diamond has been costing you, you'll find that the majority of the stuff that you can order through Penguin Random House, now that you have an account with them to get your Marvel stuff, or really you should have an account with them to get your Marvel stuff, you're going to save money as a store, and you're going to get the product, honestly, most times earlier than Diamond ships them out to you. Fun fact, if you're ordering from Penguin Random House and it does not have a strict on sale date, this goes with Scholastic, this goes with everybody. Like Dogman has a very strict release date. You do not sell that anytime before. But the majority of their books, when you get them, you can sell them. And you'll get DC stuff a little bit early. You'll get Dark Horse stuff usually a little bit later, because Dark Horse still does that 2 weeks later direct market. Diamond has a bit of an exclusive window. But you can get the jump on Amazon if you're ordering through Penguin Random House. You can get those things on sale as soon as you have them in your hands. It's really nice. And it's delivered to your door. I know for me, I pick up my Diamond stuff at a drop point. And I like the part where the books show up and then I can process them, pop them into our system. It doesn't all flood in at once. They show up gradually over the week. It's real good. Big fan. Anyways, that's kind of what's happening right at the top there. Penguin is putting things out, and I'm excited to see what cool stuff they'll be coming up with, because I know a lot of folks are a little concerned about how the final order cutoffs are going to go. We're all used to a certain system, and it is shifted a little bit. Hearing from Penguin Random House folks, they're very open to working with all of us retailers to try and make things as smooth, the changes as smooth as possible. So very excited about that. All right. Let us get to some final order cutoffs. I feel like it's going to be a quick one as I kind of went through the list this week. Get some banners up. These coming up here. This is Jim. She just walked across the soundboard. So you heard one of those pop out. Thank you for your help managing the sound this week, Jim. Come on, babe. Come on. She's getting old. She's got some kidney problems. So she's gone special kidney foods. And she's actually pulling out a bit of her fur right now. But it seems to be growing back nicely, which is good. And she wants to hang out. I slept in this morning, so she didn't get to hang out. Yeah, Jim pressed that button. It was really funny. Made me laugh. All right. Getting on some Diamond FOCs. We've got image up top. The return of homesick pilots. I know someone out there mainly Danica, who's very excited about that return. She's really hard selling everybody who she thinks might enjoy this for good reason, because it's a wonderful series about a moving haunted house and a bunch of folks, and it's just a delight to read. We super enjoy this book. Otherwise, I don't think there was a lot of number ones in the way of image, but there are a lot of reprints, including the Radiant Black 3 third printing, the Shadecraft 3 second printing. Jim. I'll go back to that. The Stray Dogs number 1 third printing, which is a horror homage from my generation that I'm excited about. The 4th issue second printing, and the finale issue number 5. Let's get back to some number ones here. We've got Spawn Universe number 1. Still missing 2 Campbell covers, so keep an eye out on that. Maybe later today or on Monday, probably. Spawn's Universe is a one-shot that is gonna open up the Spawn story to multiple different tales. There's going to be a team. There's going to be Gunslinger Spawn. And there's going to be a lot more spinning out of this. King Spawn. Because Todd McFarlane wants him shared universe. He's going to get it one way or another. You've got some Jim Chung here. Todd McFarlane's going to do some art. Stefan Segoya and Marcio Takara. With the J. Scott Campbell cover. And as they say, a double-sized issue that begins a new storyline so huge that three new Spawn-related monthly books will spill out from it, including a new Spawn title, King Spawn, Gunslinger Spawn monthly, and a new team book bringing a handful of these characters together in their own book. This one-shot, the world of Spawn changes forever. New heroes, new villains, and more importantly, new titles coming to a comic shop near you. In the very Todd McFarlane style, I've heard folks talk about it. Todd never markets his story. He markets the marketing. And you can feel that here. But you know what? He's not wrong. Spawn's still one of the top selling books. So, you can't really blame the guy for going big on it. And yeah, there's also going to be a Brett Booth cover and a McFarlane cover. The McFarlane cover, of course, is going to do quite well. But yeah, keep it in mind as you're going through some stuff to keep an eye out for those covers. Vinyl number 1 is also coming out from Doug Wagner and Daniel Hilliard. Plastic Creators return in the Eisner with Eisner Award winner Dave Stewart, colorist, for an unsettling tale of psychopath, sweet love, and a serial killer named Walter. When Walter's best friend, the FBI agent charged with his capture, is kidnapped by a death cult of all female sunflower farmers, Walter finds himself deep within an underground labyrinth filled with secrets and monsters. But are the monsters more horrific than his? Doug Wagner always does super, super weird crime stories, and this is definitely no different. As you can see, the B cover is very similar, but he's wearing a bear head. Black Hammer returns in Black Hammer Reborn with new series artist Caitlin Yarsky, who is absolutely phenomenal. You've seen her work recently on Bliss. The Eisner Award-winning superhero saga returns in this ongoing series, picking up 20 years later with new series artist Caitlin Yarsky. And now it's 20 years later, and Lucy and the world have moved on, living in the suburbs of Spiral City. Lucy is married and has children, but all is not blissful. Her marriage is falling apart, her job has reached a dead end, and for mysterious reasons, she hasn't picked up the hammer in years. But as her domestic life begins to crumble, the secrets of the past 20 years and the reasons Lucy really gave up being Black Hammer begin to resurface, threatening her family and the peace she has tried hard to find for herself. Hey, you know what? No, I'll try that next time. I'm going to try something next time for all y'all out there. There's also a one-shot from Mike Mignola and Christopher Golden, continuing their Tales from the Outerverse shorter one-shots. While on a job in Denmark with her fellow riders, Imogen hears some odd news. I want to click on this. Yeah, weird. Okay. I'm going to click on this weird link that shouldn't be there. That's not a thing I should do. I know better. Hundreds of refugees fleeing from the spread of Nazism are traveling into the nearby forest and never returning. Helping a young man find his refugee family will bring Imogen face to face with some of the worst that war can inflict upon those in need and make her ask the difficult question of what she's really fighting for. We've got Rivers from IDW Top Shelf. 3 ordinary weirdos, 1 recurring dream. The acclaimed minds behind the 3 rooms in Valerie's head return with a whimsical and ambitious portrait of human condition in the age of digital fragmentation. You meet the strangest people on the internet. Gideon is a lonely IT developer obsessed by a comic book from childhood called Revenge of the Ghoulers and secretly in love with his coworker Lisa. Heidi works at home in her pajamas, making lots of soup and wishes she had time for friends. Peter is a 56-year-old divorcee who delivers classic cars, has a built-in toaster, and thinks a lot about the past. These 3 people seem unconnected, yet they share something. They each have the same recurring dream, and when a new web service is introduced that helps people share their dreams, what will happen when the 3 of them find out about each other? Just what is it that links these 3 lonely souls? Nimbly weaving together multiple storylines, including extracts from Gideon's comic book Revenge of the Ghoulers, Dan Barry and David Gaffney present Rivers, a quirky examination of how events from the past can bind people together forever, and a surprising reunion between people who've never met. Very excited about this because I think highly of the people at Top Shelf, their curation, and when they say they've got a weird intersecting story like this, I believe them to pay it off quite handily. There's a Sonic the Hedgehog 30th anniversary spectacular coming out, celebrating 30 years of Sonic, and many of those years featuring comics. So you can check out all of that. Hey, they even have a story written by Gail Galligan, who has been doing some of the Babysitters Club's adaptations. Really cool. And ye old McElroys are writing one of them too, entitled TBD. Oh, what a bunch of weirdos. So that'll be of interest to folks who know of my brother and me and all of their various podcasts that they do. DC Comics will be going over a bit later. And Marvel, if I remember, also doesn't have too much to talk about, but Gamma Flight is spinning out of Immortal Hulk. So definitely make sure your Immortal Hulk fans are aware of it if you haven't already. And make sure there's a healthy stock on hand, at least the amount that you're selling of Immortal Hulk. For issue 1 for people to check out. Gamma Flight had one job, find and stop the Hulk. But when push came to smash, they sided with the Green Goliath, and the human world intends to make them regret it. Puck, Absorbing Man, Titana, Dr. Sasquatch, Dr. Charlene McGowan, and a horribly changed Rick Jones are fugitives from every known authority. But a team that full of Gamma is bound to break before long. Al Ewing, Crystal Fraser, Lan Medina, mastermind a whole new world of Gamma. This will be a 5-issue series tying in just as Immortal Hulk is wrapping up. So might be setting up something cool for the future as well. Who knows? Speaking of Al Ewing, Guardians of the Galaxy 15 is coming out. I was reading some stuff. The end of this will show you who is going to be the big bad for the last annihilation that will be running through Guardians of the Galaxy and Sword. So that's very important for folks who are wanting all of the annihilation stuff. It kind of starts here. So folks, be aware of that one. Heroes Return is essentially the 8th issue of the Heroes Reborn storyline. So make sure your folks don't miss out on it. An epic, oversized slugfest between the Squadron Supreme and an otherworldly group of Avengers for the final fate of the whacked-out world of Heroes Reborn. Ba-na-na-na. So yeah, very important for folks. As you can see, there's some collections coming out, including a reprint of the recent Loki series. Very important for folks who want to have content on their shelves when the Loki series is on, which is very shortly. So, you know, this is coming out a little bit later, but Marvel's going to do what Marvel does. Marvel's Voices Pride is coming out here. I always wish that they did the full list of creators over here, but they don't. Marvel celebrates LGBTQIA2S plus characters and creators with a rainbow-powered special. Marvel is proud to present its first ever queer-centered anthology, Ring in Pride Month, with an amazing assembly of writers, artists from all walks of life. Wiccan and Hulkling, Iceman, Mystique and Destiny, Karma, Akihiro, Nico Minoru, and Carolina Dean. Celebrate these and so many more legendary characters from across the Marvel archive. New and fan favorite creators tell their pride stories, stories of inspiration and empowerment, stories that illustrate the world outside your window in full color, plus some of Marvel's biggest LGBTQIA2S plus moments get a special reprinting. Don't miss an extraordinary new chapter in Marvel history. It's a big one. And hopefully it's going to have one of those glue spines. Maybe with the title written on the side, because we can sell those for a lot longer when that happens. Ooh, look at the Christopher Honka. Oh, look at the kissing. Sorry, I'm a big Runaways fan, and this is my life. This is really cool. I'm going to get that. Oh my God. Oh, there's so many cool covers. And these are just the regular ones that everybody can grab. That's so cool. They're getting the Miles Morales Ultimate Collection back in print. You can get similar contents in a bit of a smaller size for less than half the price. And that's the way that we've been going. The all ages folks tend to like that pretty good. Speaking of all ages sizing, we've got the Strange Academy reprint happening there, which is very good. The War of the Bounty Hunters is continuing through all of the Star Wars books. And the X-Men books are still hanging out at the Hellfire Gala for folks who are excited about what all of that is going to be about. Because holy crap, I am super excited for June to arrive and to really get going through all of those cool issues. Web of Spider-Man number 2 is going to be coming out. Number 1 has not been released yet, but keep in mind, folks, retailers especially, that this is based off of a Disney ride, and Disney ride folks are pretty big about collecting a lot of things too, but they don't know how to request for comics. So have a few extra. Trust me, it's always worth it. Dynamite's doing the dynamite thing, as always. A gajillion covers for $2. Boom doesn't have much in the way of new stuff. There's a second printing of Proctor Valley Road #3 and the first volume of Dune. House Atreides, I want to say is how that's pronounced. It's the first collection, 1 to 4 of the 12-part series they've been serializing in single issues form, from Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson, the folks who are essentially helming the Dune prose books that have been coming out for the past while. And also the Many Deaths of Liala Starr, #2, second printing is hanging out here as well. We still have a bunch of the first prints because that series is super gorgeous and absolutely wonderful. I love that book and love sharing it with folks. Archie has another one of their one-shots in the classic style, this time focusing on Betty and Veronica doing some summer funs. We have Carmine Volume 1 from Action Lab. The new seal bearer Carmine is next in line to inherit the throne for the House of Cochineal, destined for a future of guardianship for the safety of humanity and for the crown of Cochineal. She bears Astrara, an awakened queen seal. It heralds the coming of war for the souls of humanity, named the Lightning Beast. Its bearer stands at the threshold and is both a warning and a declaration. What's a little murder between family when there is a war looming for the guardianship / enslavement of humanity? Seems upbeat. Like a book for all ages. Speaking of a book for all ages, Courtney Crumrin's back in graphic novel form with Tenefe. Still do not know how to pronounce his name, even though I've been reading this stuff for years. I love Courtney Crumrin stuff. And this one, you don't have to have known any of the history of Courtney Crumrin, but I highly suggest folks get those collections. The first one is a scant $10 American, and it'll be good to put in folks' faces. Will Crumrin needs help adapting to the mortal world after spending 100 years in the realm of fairies. So his big sister Courtney makes him a glamour charm to ensure that he will be loved by everyone in his new life. Eventually, Will finds this endless popularity more of a prison than a plus when his friends' affections turn to infighting and Courtney turns to other magic to save him. But her use of magic draws the attention of Emil Gorka, an ancient vampire disguised as the most powerful corporate CEO in town. Now it's Will who must create magic of his own to fight for his sister's life and save her from an eternal servitude and the unquenchable hunger of an undead monster. Oh, Courtney, always getting into some shenanigans. Courtney Crumrin has the tone and stakes of like a Goonies, is what I like to tell people. If you want to kind of go the easiest route, the Magic Kid story, but definitely more of a Goonies feel in terms of danger. There's the #1 issue of Extraordinary, the series that ties into V.E. Schwab's best-selling series, Villains series. This expands deeper into the world of Schwab's critically acclaimed Villains novels. After surviving a deadly crash, Charlotte Tillis becomes extraordinary, gaining the ability to foresee a person's death. But when she looks into her own future, only the face of the notorious EO killer Eli Ever stares back. Da-da-da! Also from Action Lab, Midnight Massacre. When the corporate executives of a theme park conjure real monsters for their Halloween Midnight Massacre spectacular, all hell breaks loose, literally. And it's up to Jaded Games employee and her friends to terminate the devil and save the park. And then there's Super Magic Forest from Uncivilized Books. I love those people. They do some weird stuff. Twitleaf the elf's day job is picking berries in the magic forest deep within a busy national state park. He'd rather be a mighty warrior elf like his grandpa was. One day, he wanders into the strange and mysterious picnic area, finding a magic glowing box that the evil humans left behind. It's just a kid's Nintendo. Suddenly, he's tasked with a heroic quest he always wanted. He is going to return the magic talisman to the shadowy Lost and Found chamber, which is located in the visitor center by the water fountain. Ooh. It sounds like a very sweet book. I'm pretty excited for that, actually. And that does it for the stuff coming out from Diamond. We're going to hit up Lunar. Lunar's a bit different this week because we're not going to have to do separate orders for Lunar and Universal. But I will say that if you're with Lunar, these orders will be due not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Because of Memorial Day, the final order cutoff for this coming week has already passed. And you would have seen the stuff we talked about last week. That was what was on order and was due on Thursday for you fine folks. And speaking of which, these titles are due on Thursday for folks dealing with Universal. Universal will also be doing Marvel. They also have Marvel stuff up on their site on final order cutoff to check out. So keep that in mind. Universal is matching Penguin's terms of 50% and free shipping for retailers, which is really good. Way better than Diamond. So keep an eye out on that. I'm going to keep this Universal orders are due on Thursday on this one. Just so we don't confuse people about these ones coming up here. Then we're like, this Sunday? No, next Sunday is when these are going to be due for folks dealing with Lunar. The Absolute Fourth World by Jack Kirby. I love the design of these. It looks so amazing, and I kind of want them, even though I've got them already in different hardcover forms. No need for me to personally spend a few extra ducats on that, but holy heck, we're definitely going to have it in stock. We will be, these books will be hitting, I believe, on a 5th Wednesday. So you're getting a lot of annuals and other books that they can kind of slot in. So the Action Comics annual number 1 is going to continue the story that Philip Kennedy Johnson was working with in Future State's House of L. It's time to head back to tomorrow as Superman's descendants face a deadly threat from today. The special tale contains Warworld Rising as actions of Clark Kent in the present reverberate, leaving long-lasting changes, and a deadly threat for the House of L to reckon with. Can Brandon Kent, well, that's my name, the Superman of his era, stop the danger from hurting the next generation? Also, for those wanting to know more about Brandon's relationship with Theander, the Temerian queen, prepare yourself for a little romance as well. Ooh, get to smooch up on somebody. That's always fun. There's also a Catwoman annual from Ron V and Kyle Hotz. Always important to know what annuals are written by the creators on the books. That's how we determine if we're going to get these books for people with the ongoings on the files. So these ones definitely, you just apply to your ongoings. I know there's a few people who probably, aren't into grabbing stuff like that, but it's on them. That's on them. The next volume of Superhero Girls is going to be coming out, Ghosting. At this point, a lot of retailers kind of know what they're ordering on this because this is the 4th volume of the 2nd series of DC Superhero Girls books. They've done incredibly well for us, and very excited to see them continue. The Flash Annual Volume 1 is continuing the story from the regular Flash series. It is, in fact, the conclusion. So, folks, don't skip that one. Last God, the big 12-issue collection of this absolutely stunning, gorgeous series. I wish it was a little cheaper, because $50 US is a steep one. But I think worth it because of just how outstanding this looks. The Last God is a high-power, brutal, and nuanced dark fantasy epic. 30 years ago, a fellowship of brave heroes traveled beyond the borders of reality and killed the last living god, saving the world of Canaan from the tyrant's apocalyptic army of the undead. The legendary companions became the rulers of their world and ushered in a new age of peace and prosperity, but it did not last. Now, the foul legions of the Last God march once more, laying waste to all of Canaan, and revealing that the aging fellowship may not be the great heroes they claim to be. This monumental hardcover collects the entirety of Philip Kennedy Johnson and Riccardo Federici's best-selling high fantasy horror masterpiece, The Last God. The book 1 of the Fellspire Chronicles in all its glory, along with the Songs of the Lost Children, an expanded edition of the role-playing campaign source book, Tales from the Book of Ages. So that's a big book. That's 14 issues worth of stuff. And the art looks super gorgeous throughout it. You get a taste of it on the cover there. That's what you're getting on the interiors too, my friends. The softcover collection of OMAC by Jack Kirby's coming out. Gotta love that. The Superhero and the Legion of Superheroes gets a tabloid edition hardcover, so that's going to be a big old hardcover. Reprinting it at full size for the first time ever. Reprinting. The Supergirl Girl of Steel collection is coming out, featuring specific stories from Superman Adventures and Justice League Unlimited. These have been great collections taking place in the DC animated universes and getting folks into that. Teen Titans Academy is having their first annual as well. The first quarter of the classes draw to an end. Get a closer look at how the students, such as the mysterious Stitch, enrolled and catch up with the status of Beast Boy and Raven's relationship. Ooh la la. And maybe, just maybe, get some clues to the origin of the new Red X. And whistle. I've been waiting for this one. I'm so excited. A new Gotham City hero. From New York Times bestselling author E. Lockhart and artist Manuel Peritano comes a new Gotham City superhero in this exciting YA graphic novel. 17-year-old Willow Zimmerman has something to say. When she is not on the streets advocating for her community, she's volunteering at the local pet shelter. She seeks to help those in need, even the stray dog she's named Leibowitz that follows her around. But as much as she does for the world around her, she struggles closer to home, taking care of her mother, recently diagnosed with cancer. In desperation, she reconnects with her estranged uncle, Edward. And he opens the door to an easier life. Through simple jobs, such as hosting his private poker nights with Gotham City's elites, she is able to keep her family afloat and afford critical medical treatments for her mother. Then, one night, Willow and Leibowitz collide with the monstrous Killer Croc and get injured, waking up able to understand each other. But when Willow discovers that Edward and his friends are actually some of Gotham's most corrupt criminals, she must make a choice: remain loyal to the man who kept her family together, or use her new powers to be a voice for her community. All right, that is going to do it for this week of Go FOC Yourself. There's Jim here telling you a goodbye. Thank you all for watching. We will be back here next week after we'll have dug through what exactly Penguin Random House is doing in terms of how to order stuff. And yeah, that's going to be I'm going to say that's going to be really exciting. I'm actually really excited for this. So we'll talk to y'all again soon. And thank you for watching. We will be back here, Danica and I, doing streaming for Variant Edition on Tuesday at 8 to 10 p.m. You can find that on social media everywhere at Variant Edmonton. If you're on Twitch, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitter, if you're on Facebook, that's what we'll be streaming. That's when we do our new releases show. And then we do our best of the week show on Thursdays at 9:10, where we talk about the books that we love best this week and help you with some recommendations. Yeah. All right. I'm gonna go do some dishes and hang out with this cat here. She's lonely today because I woke up late enough and wasn't able to hang out with her before I went to work. Well, not to work. I have today off. This is what I do on my day off. I work. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will talk to you again soon. Bye.